Hola, this is an introduction to the grammar of temas 2 and 3 of chapter 11, en el trabajo, at work. Basically, the new grammar of these temas and the whole chapter really is the past participle of verbs, or what we could call the en form in English. Spoken, written, seen, written, and other verbs with ed instead of en, but it's the same thing worked. English has speak, spoke, spoken, write, wrote, written, and things like that. So the last of these three forms is the past participle. When do we use this form of the verb, past participle? Think about it. There is two basic occasions when we want to use the past participle. One is the when we have the verb is or the verb to be, and then we have the past participle to express ideas such as the room is organized, the letters are written. So in this case, the past participle is an adjective to describe conditions at the moment. My work is done. So that's a major use of the past participle. But another crucial use of the past participle is in the present perfect tense. This is a new tense for Spanish for present perfect tense or presente perfecto. For sentences like I have seen, they have gone, she has been. These are sentences in the present perfect tense. El presente perfecto in Spanish is gonna be very similar to English. We have a subject normally, then we have the auxiliary have, and be careful, this is the auxiliary verb have, not the verb have. The verb have implies possession, owning, like I have a car, I have a house, I possess, I own a house. This have here that you see on the screen is not that verb. It's not the same. This is an auxiliary verb that has to be followed by another verb, a verb in past participle. For things like I have spoken. So you have the subject, the auxiliary have, not the verb have, and then the main verb next, which is in the past participle or the en form, as we have said. In Spanish, it would be yo he hablado la verdad, or tú has hablado la verdad, or él, ella, usted ha hablado la verdad, nosotros hemos hablado la verdad, ellos, ellas, ustedes han hablado la verdad. Pay attention to the have in Spanish. It is the verb haber, not the verb tener. Remember, as a verb, I have a car, have is tener in Spanish. As an auxiliary, like in I have spoken the truth, have is an auxiliary verb, and then it is haber in Spanish, and is conjugated in 5 different forms, 5 different conjugations of haber in Spanish, and they are in the box for you. E for yo, has for tú, a for él, ella, usted, hemos for nosotros, and han for ellos, ellas, ustedes. E, as, a, hemos, an, which, by the way, they sound very identical. They sound identical to the endings in the future. E, as, a, hemos, an. I hope you remember that. It is the same sound. They are just spelled differently. So, for a present perfect tense sentence, we need, as I said, the auxiliary have followed by the past participle of the verb, the en in English, or the ed. In Spanish, the ending is going to be ado or ido. So normally, the past participle of verbs in Spanish are going to end in something like ado or ido. For example, hablar, ado for AR verbs, ido for the rest of the verbs. Hablar is an AR verb, so it's going to be hablado, because you take the infinitive, hablar, you drop the infinitive ending AR, you end up with the root able. You add the ado ending, the past participle ending, and you get hablado. For comer, it will be comido, jugar, jugado, pensar, pensado, estudiar, estudiado, etc. We have some irregular past participle. Go to page 326 and check the fourth bullet there. This is what you will see. There is a list of around 12 verbs that have irregular past participle forms. Abrir, to open. So I have opened the book. He abierto el libro. Decir, to tell. I have told the truth. He dicho la verdad. Escribir is to write. She has written a letter. Ella ha escrito una carta. Hacer, to do. Hecho, like if I ask you, what have you done? ¿Qué tú has hecho? Morir, to die. Somebody has died. Alguien ha muerto. Poner, to put. John has put the book on the table. Juan ha puesto el libro en la mesa. We have resolved the problem. Hemos resuelto el problema. To break. I have broken the chair. He roto la silla. She has seen the book. Ella ha visto el libro. And finally, volver, to return. I have returned. Vuelto. Now, remember, if the past participle, either regular or regular, it doesn't matter, if that form follows the verb estar, as you see here in sentences 1 and 2 at the bottom, if that's the case, then the past participle is an adjective and it must match the noun they modify in gender and number. That's why, like broken, roto, it might have 4 different forms if it follows estar, like roto, rota, rotas, rotos. It depends on the noun they modify, if it's singular, plural, feminine, masculine. If the past participle follows haber, however, it is not an adjective anymore, it is an actual verb, and it never changes. The ending will be always ado, 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 regardless of the gender and number. The sentences here, 1 through 4, then the book is organized. We have is the verb estar in Spanish, so the past participle does change in 1 and 2. So the book is organized, el libro está organizado. Number 2, the houses are organized, las casas están organizadas. Notice the as all over because casa is feminine and in this case it's also in plural. Casas should be organizadas. But in the last 2 sentences, organized is an actual verb in past participle. It doesn't change. He has organized the office. Él ha organizado la casa or la oficina. She has organized the books. Ella ha organizado los libros. Let's go to the resume or CV that we already studied before on page 318. And I'm going to now ask you questions in the present perfect in reference to the information in that document. ¿Dónde ha estudiado Ana? Where has Ana studied? ¿Qué ha hecho como profesional? What has she done as a professional? ¿Qué idiomas ha aprendido? What languages has she learned? ¿Dónde ha trabajado? Where has she worked? ¿Qué ha estudiado? What has she studied? So this is the CV. I'm going to ask you questions and try to answer those questions yourself before I give you the answer, and then you compare. ¿Dónde ha estudiado Ana? ¿Dónde ha estudiado? That's the information you need. Ana ha estudiado en la Universidad Autónoma de Nuevo León, Monterrey, México. Ana ha estudiado en la Universidad de Nuevo León. ¿Qué ha estudiado Ana? ¿Qué ha estudiado? Ana ha estudiado economía. Ana ha estudiado economía. If you want to refer to the actual level of her studies, in this case it's a bachelor degree. Licenciatura, a bachelor degree. So she has a bachelor degree in economics. In Spanish we say Ana tiene una licenciatura en economía. If she has a bachelor degree in computer sciences, we say Ana tiene una licenciatura en informática. That's the word you have there on the resume, close to the bottom. ¿Dónde ha trabajado Ana? ¿Dónde ha trabajado? Ana ha trabajado en Bancomex y en Texali. Ha trabajado en Bancomex y Texali. ¿Qué idiomas ha aprendido Ana? ¿Qué idiomas ha aprendido Ana? Ana ha aprendido inglés y francés. Ha aprendido inglés y francés. Please do exercise 11-12 of the textbook and please do the following. Make up sentences in the following ABC format. The format that I am modeling for you on this screen, please. A. Yesterday the boss organized the office. B. And today the office is organized. C. She has organized the office. Notice that A should be in the preterite, something already past, done. Today the office is organized is the verb estar, and it's describing the office in that moment, so it's estar. And now we have a past participle. Remember, it changes to OA as singular, plural, feminine. And finally, she has organized the office, the new tense that we have been studying. Now, the present perfect, which has the auxiliary verb have, haber, plus the past participle of the verb. So in Spanish, it should be: ayer el jefe organizó la oficina y hoy la oficina está organizada. Ella ha organizado la oficina. Please do the rest using those two pictures on your book. Gracias por tu atención. Chao.